Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to an excited Wrestling Days because we've got some more Fiend information to bring your way. Last night after Raw, there was a dark match. It was The Fiend versus Seth Rollins, but it was a steel cage match. I can tell you that this match is actually booked throughout, I want to say November, like certainly for the next few weeks. This is the dark match, we believe. What I would say is that it was advertised as the main event for one of the Raws in November. Now, that could just be how they've worded a dark match. We don't know. Or it could be that WWE feel that they're going to need to do a rematch after Crown Jewel, and then they can very quickly, very easily switch this onto the actual show. Seems weird that they're doing cage matches as dark matches, you know, to try and bring people into the buildings, and then you wouldn't actually show that on TV. Like, one of them, I'm sure one of them is going to make it onto Raw. They've also announced that the cage match in Glasgow, that is going to be The Fiend versus Seth Rollins. So if you're going to Glasgow, that's the match you are going to see. That has been announced now by WWE. So, all of that to one side anyway. It was the dark match last night, and I can tell you Seth Rollins was victorious. It was a curb stomp. The Fiend was down, and Seth Rollins managed to get out of the cage just in time. And honestly, I don't mind that. It's a dark match. The Fiend has already lost. And I would rather that happen than The Fiend win the title in a dark match. Like, if The Fiend gets that championship, I want to be watching it. I don't want it to happen in a dark match and then just hear about it, because this was for the Universal Championship. So, they did face off last night. It was in a steel cage. Seth Rollins did retain. But that's not all that happened. I've got to give a shout out to Mohammed Amir Hamza. And you can see his tweet that he sent on screen right now. It's got a little bit of footage, which I can show you right here. This shows The Fiend holding up that Universal Championship after the match. And it's very, very interesting, because he could have done this without thinking. It could have been there and he could have just picked it up, like a nice little moment for the crowd. Or he could be telling us this is what he's going for now. This is something that he desires. The way that he holds it up, the way that he displays it to the crowd. It's the first time he's really interacted with the title. He's kind of showing it a little bit of respect there. He's not thrown it to the ground and stamped on it. You know, he's not disregarded it. He's actually held it up like a trophy, like a prize. So I'm kind of getting the vibe that this is something that he seeks now. This is something that he's going for. Of course, our theory was that he wasn't interested in the title at Hell in a Cell. He's just been pushing Seth towards his darkness. And we've seen that continue on Raw. So I think it's been a very interesting story. It's hard to know what Crown Jewel is going to be about. Does he finish the job there? Does he finally get Seth to snap? Or does he go for the title? Maybe Seth snaps when he loses the title. And now if The Fiend is kind of, you know, showing that this is something that he wants now, this could be huge. This could be huge. Crown Jewel could be huge. There's a lot of people saying that you don't get title changes at Crown Jewel. And that is true. But this is a title change that we could see. I would say that the Best in the World tournament, as much as I hated it, did actually kickstart a pretty major storyline. If you think about Shane winning that Best in the World tournament last year, that then went on to form the tag team with The Miz. He then turned heel on The Miz and on The Miz's dad. That led to the WrestleMania match. Out of that heel turn was his feud with Kevin Owens. Out of that then came the ladder match where Shane had to leave, and really it all goes back to that Saudi Arabia show. It all goes back to Shane winning that World Cup. So I do kind of feel they do have things of importance at Crown Jewel. They do have things that bleed into storylines. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw a title change. I don't know how this goes. At the moment, I still feel like someone's going to get involved. I feel like Seth will win thanks to outside interference. Like, this is Falls Count Anywhere. The match can't be stopped for any reason, but there's nothing to say that Undertaker or someone else can get involved. So I am expecting to see someone get involved. So we're going to have to wait and see. Very excited, though, after that dark match. Very excited that it was a cage match. Very excited that the Fiend seemed to imply that his focus now is on the Universal Championship. So I'm just getting really excited for Crown Jewel. And obviously Friday, the Firefly Funhouse comes back. We did a video on that, though. So if you want to know more about that, I will put a link at the end. Awesome, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. Hopefully, I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.